FreeMMOStation.com.
What's up, guys? It's Cyan, and we're back, and I'm covering Revelations Online for FreeMMOStation. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to do this in the Should You Play format that some people may be used to on my channel, but I'm going to do it here because it's pretty cool. Give you 15 points, and we're going to cover each of the 15 points, and I try to make it as fast as possible so you know whether you want to get into the game and if you can play it. So we're just going to get right into it right away. Alright guys, the first thing that we're going to take a look at is the pricing plan, which is number 1 in 15 points. And everybody wants to know how much stuff costs and what the game is actually. So it's a free-to-play game, and it's in early access right now. So if you want to get into the early access, you can do one of these 3 plans. You can do the Explorer Pack, which is $17.99. You can do the Founder Pack, which is $59.99. You can do the Deluxe Pack, which is $89.99. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, like, you know, is this worth it? You just pretty much see what happens right here. You get premium service to go on with that, which is increasing, you know, EXP, stamina, 4,000 redeemable get every day, 2 experience pouches daily, 2 free massages, massages. Wow. Ability to choose whenever you wish to activate your double experience bonus, and you know, stuff like that. Premium service is pretty good, and most likely premium service will be probably like around $10. So in most cases, it's like it might be between $10 to $12, and I'll go to that in a second. And you pretty much can see the stuff that you get for doing all this. Now it's up to you if you want these clothes, if you want this, or you just want to wait until the game comes out and try it free to play, see how it is and stuff like that. That's all good. Like, you know, it's all good as long as you, like, you know, somewhere along the line try to support the company if you can. So you see, billing wise, this is how much things cost. You know, RMs are the gaming currency. And you see, naturally, I'm pretty sure that this is probably how much it costs monthly to play the game. So your monthly cost will probably be $11 right there. So that's how much pretty much the game is going to cost, and it's not that bad. And I've played free to play in China and did a lot in China that way. I don't really see anything that killed me. Like, I still got to max level in China without actually paying anything. So yeah, there's that. Number 2 is character creation, of course. Character creation is sexy as all hell. As you can see right here, look at Donnie right here. This is my alt character that I actually made, and she's sexy as hell. Male characters are pretty good overall too, and like, this is probably about in the top 3 when it comes to character creation. I know a lot of people are like, oh, sex sells and all type of stuff like that, but apparently it kind of does, so you can't hate on it too much. So number 3 would be Cash Shop. Cash Shop in this game isn't overwhelming, it's not crazy, there's nothing in there that's really going to make you too much stronger than anybody else, but there is convenience, and convenience kind of triggers people. I don't understand why it triggers people as much as it does, but you know, you got to have something in there for people to buy Cash Shop. Look at my phone going off, phone getting tossed. You got to have something. There has to be something there that'll actually make people want to actually play this game. So convenience would be, you know, EXP, trade skills, parts to actually, you know, be able to speed things up in your course of playing the game, and that's what's in the Cash Shop. I know some people don't like that, especially when there's trade skill like things in the Cash Shop. That's a problem with people. I really don't have any problem with it because we're all going to end up at the same point anyway, so it's like whatever at that point. I don't see the Cash Shop being a problem. Number 4 is auction house and selling. Now, auction house and selling is overall not a bad thing in this game. It's going to be a little bit hectic in the beginning because there's a lot of things that need a lot of in-game type of items, so a lot of stuff is going to be expensive, and there's going to be people trying to fall for the lure of a whole bunch of real money transactions. So you guys know what that is. You know, Chinese gold sellers and stuff like that. Don't fall for it. That's bad. You don't need to do that. Number 5 would definitely be important for everybody, man. Graphics and world. Now, the graphics in this game is pretty solid. It's not the best in the world, but it's definitely, I will give it, again, top 3 as far as graphics. And the world itself, it's not truly open world. I don't want to disenfranchise anybody and tell them that, hey, it's open world like that. There's a lot of open space. There's a lot of places that you can go to, and there's places that you can fly to, but you're going to start to notice things that when you're flying, you can't see things. And there's a lot of phasing and instanced stuff in this game. So what that basically means is when you're flying around, you don't necessarily see people, and you may not even be in the same instance as them. As soon as you land, then you get put down into an instance with people, and then you phase into certain things. You start seeing NPCs. So it's typically it kind of is open world, but it's like a pseudo open world kind of type of thing like that. I don't know if that you guys really understand that, but that's just basically the way it is. Number 6 is combat and spells. That's where this game excels. It excels better than Blade and Soul does, in my opinion, because it's faster, it's more fluid. Blade and Soul kind of feels like you're a little bit on rails. It's a little... There's like something that's pinning you down. You don't really have that here, and you have three different ways that you can control yourself. You can even get controllers into this if you really wanted to. So I would definitely look into that. Xbox controller works perfect for this game. I've done it before. You can definitely try to get in there. Like, it just makes the combat all the more fun and more fluid. And the spells, like, you can upgrade spells, you can use different types of spells. Every class has different variations, but I found that you could do hybrid stuff, but most likely you want to kind of like keep stuff baseline unless you have a specific skill build that you want to use, and that's always fun, and it still exists in this type of game. Most games don't have the ability to have different skill builds, so keep that in mind. 7, storyline and plot. Storyline and plot is typical. This game is it's a quest grinder. It's not really like a game character grinder or mob grinder. It's a quest grinder, so you just have to keep that in mind, that that's what you're going to be doing this game. Quest after quest after quest after side quest, after trade skill quest, after world event quest, after a PvP quest, after siege quest, after raid quest. That's what it's going to basically be, and just keep that in mind. Number 8 is the classes. The classes are all even, in my opinion. There's not much difference when it comes to can the sword master, as you see right here, can this be like a healer? They can't. You're not going to do anything like that, nothing crazy like that, but everybody does their job really well. Like the spirit master, where she actually heals, she does well. Cultists can actually do off healing pretty good. A sword master can he could be a little bit ranged, not a lot. It's not going to be crazy, and he can definitely off tank. He doesn't have anything that's going to hold aggro or nothing like that, but he can off tank sometime. And you have the Vanguard. He's a pretty good tank, and he's not necessarily going to be like that rampant kill him DPS type of thing. The same thing goes for the gunsmith, or the sharpshooter. The sharpshooter basically can be definitely good range, but single target range more likely. And then you have AoE range, which is basically the sword mage. So, she's just sexy. So you gotta let her have that at that point. Now, with that said, with the classes, we bring up alt and replay, which is number 9 rather. I'm sorry. Alt and replay value is pretty high because you can level stuff fast in this game as long as you know what you're doing and you just do the story quest. Now, with that said, there is a catch to that. You need to actually, I want to say, you want to pace yourself a little bit. The game allows you to not level at a point, so you can stop yourself from leveling, so you can get gear. Like when you get to level 29, 39, 49, you want to make sure that you have all the max level gear for those particular levels, because if you get to the next level range, you're not going to be able to handle that content, and then if you're fighting with people, you're going to end up hurting them because you're not doing stuff properly. So definitely keep that in mind. Alright guys, number 10 is dungeons. Almost done here. Dungeons in this game, that's basically what this game is, man. There's a group of dungeons. There's dungeons for your level, there's quest dungeons, there's storyline, well, that's kind of the same thing. Storyline dungeons, there's raid dungeons, PvP dungeons, and they give you a lot of daily stuff to actually do, and they actually tell you and your advisor what you can do and what you can't do. In most cases, you want to actually do these dungeons because it'll get you to a point of the storyline where you need to be able to go, because EXP will start to slow down like around 35 to 40. So you need to be doing all your daily stuff that you can possibly do to get EXP throughout the day. And there's important there's important areas, there's important places that you can actually do, so definitely look into that. And dungeons is actually kind of fun in this game because they have stuff that's like platformer, they have stuff that's kind of like just straight up PvP, maybe hold an objective and things like that, and it's different, it's interesting. It gives you various places various things to actually do that's not typical, that you won't necessarily get that bored. Now I can imagine that it might get boring a second and third time through, but it's a good ride for the first part. Trade skills in this game, trade skills is probably where it's at when it comes to making your best gear in the game, and you need to actually pay attention to it, which leads me to the exorcism, which is actually probably the most important trade skill. As you do your exorcism quest, you can actually get a lot of exorcism points, will allow you to use a vendor, which gets you trade skill items where you can actually in turn make gear that will keep going up in level, and enchantments and stuff like that. So you definitely need to pay attention to that. And yeah. All right, so number 12, which trade skills is 11, PvP is 12. PvP in this game is kind of where it's at. Siege PvP is hella fun. Like, if you guys can get into it, that aerial combat, it's fun. PvP will probably carry this game for a little while until the PvE catches up. The game in China went a little bit more PvE and casual. They do have PvP, don't get me wrong, they didn't cut it out, but it's like they kind of discovered that people enjoyed the PvE side a little bit more, so they kind of focused on that a little bit harder. Even with that said, the PvP is still excellent in this game. I enjoy it, and it's fun to me because there's a lot of tactics that go along with it. And like I said, it's a little bit faster than Blade and Soul. So I don't know if this is gonna be like an esport, because maybe the speed might keep it from being an esport because it'll be a little bit cheese. But yeah. Guilds are a thing in this game. You probably will not be getting to the strongest levels that you will need to get in this game if you're not in a guild. So definitely this is one of those games where usually I do not say this, but guilds is a thing in this game. Guilds is number 13, of course. So definitely try to concentrate and get some friends together, get into a guild that you feel is going to be useful and doing something. And yeah. All right, almost last, number 14. 14 is raids and endgame. There's plenty of raids and there's plenty of endgame in this game. PvP is also a part of endgame. Trade skills is a part of endgame. Traveling and finding different areas and doing different quests that are secret and secret locations in this game is all part of endgame. There's a lot of stuff to do baseline to start to game, which not many games do that. So I'll give them a lot of credit for that, because a lot of games don't necessarily have a lot to do at the end, and that's necessarily always a problem with most games. They got to bring endgame in later, and then you're like, bro, why didn't you do this now? Why am I paying early access for it? I don't got no damn endgame. So yeah, so we're gonna get right up into the last point. This up, man. Play the game. It's going to be free to play. If you don't want to actually go in there and do the early access, I think it's worth actually playing. This is a pretty cool game, even with being free to play. So that's all I really got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I just wanted to just lay it out there because I know not many people are doing it from this standpoint. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching FreeMMOStation. You have a good day and peace.